Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X and this video is sponsored by...
We love the internet, but the internet is tracking everything you do. Take control of your online privacy with IP Vanish. People with malicious intent are everywhere, watching you. Criminals can hack your Wi-Fi, while broadband providers and advertisers monitor your data. With IP Vanish on your device, your internet activity is encrypted. No one can see what you're doing. Your location, your connection, completely hidden. Protect your internet privacy today with IP Vanish.
Yo, what's up guys, it's your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. How you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. A default black bitch, your boy Kool-Aid Man 100X. How you guys doing? Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and all that stuff as well. Link me in the description for affiliate links and stuff as well. Now we're gonna get into making builds. I know y'all been waiting for some beast ass videos, so we got some big videos coming for you guys, so definitely be on the lookout for that. First, we're going to go over our Seeker build. We're going to be giving you a full breakdown of the Seeker build, so this is going to be quite a lengthy videos because I'm going to be doing the Seeker build, the full build of it, and the testing, and we're probably going to have a little gameplay at the end. So I'm going to make sure I make these videos nice and lengthy for you guys to make builds. I've been working on these builds, so definitely tell me what you think in the link description below. I mean, leave a comment. Well, I said tell me what you think. Leave in a comment below. We definitely go over that as well. So what we're going to be doing is going over my Seeker all-around build. It's pretty good, pretty decent, just for you guys to start out. And pretty much maxed out to the really focus on PVE, because that's pretty much what we play is PVE. So we're focusing on making builds to make us run through the levels, get the gears as fast as we can. So that's what we're really focusing on. So we're going to be going over the gear sets, the attachments, all that stuff, the guns that I use, everything, the techniques, the testing. We're just going to go through the full haul. But if you want my all around complete build where you can just rush through the game, rush through levels, rush through that stuff and get the gear as fast as possible, definitely go check out my Patreon for that build, the secret build. So that'll be available on Patreon. If you're interested, go see that, link in the description below for Patreon for the gaming section. So what we're going to be focusing on is the Seeker all-around build. Definitely giving this away, pretty decent to use, and we're going to be going over it right now. So what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be going to our specializations. Specialization we're going to be focusing on is Tactician. Tactician, you want to have this maxed completely out, and you want to have the adjustment for this as well. So make sure you max out Tactician. That's pretty much self-explanatory, because this build is going to unify what you use in this build. So definitely make sure you max out Tactician as much as you can. Now, what we're going to be focusing on is the build itself, which default black bitch is running on this build. So we're going to be focusing on the guns, the attachments, and the stuff I use, everything that I use for this build to make this build a little bit more spectacular. So we're going to be focusing on the Seeker build. Now, the gun I'm going to be using is called the Harmony. Now, this gun is pretty easy to find. You can definitely farm this gun and definitely get a max overall. So I got to, you know, everything maxed out. 137.3 damage, 300 RPM, 50 in the mag, maxed out everything, perfect in sync. You definitely want to have that for this build as well. The secondary for the attachment for this gun, we went 20 plus optimal range. We went for the Tactician laser, and also we went 5% critical hit chance, and we added 20 plus rounds, which give us a negative reload boost. So you can definitely work on that in the future. When you have that maxed out, you don't have to really worry about that, but you get extra 20 rounds with this gun, which is deadly. The second one we're going to be focusing on is the Scorpion. Y'all already know the Scorpion shotgun is the best shotgun in the game. You can definitely utilize this gun any way you want to. The shotgun is very beastly, man. It has all the attachment with this gun, so you can definitely go through it. I don't have it maxed out, but I'm trying to find one automatically just God rolled, so I'm definitely trying to work on that too as well, farm it. But it got a little bit of damage, so we're really not really focusing on the damage. We're really focusing on the talents that comes with this gun, which is monstrous. So definitely focus on the talent. Using this gun will make this build a whole lot better that you use. You can definitely utilize this in a way that you can along the way. We're going with our pistol, which is the TDI Car Custom High End. We don't have an attachment on here yet, but we did put the 5% critical hit chance and also the 10% critical hit chance, and also plus 11 more rounds to it. It already kicking out 123.6k damage with 18 rounds. You can definitely get a maxed out one or a better pistol if you want. Really don't utilize the pistol that much, but we do utilize it when we want a higher damage for our specialization. Now we getting into the nitty gritty of this gear, which gives us specialization, maxed out skill tiers, all that stuff. So we're going to be focusing on the helmet here, which should give us the utilization of the skill haste, which is 10.3%. You can go higher if you want. I put health on here so I can have a balance of what I want to do. Also, this is a Hanayu mask. Also, I get 10% skill haste and 10% skill damage, and I have the attachment of that with more skill haste as well. It comes with skill damage of 9.6. You can probably go higher or max it out, and also the attachment you can go higher and max it out, but I have maxed out health. I will be finding another mask for this build. If you can, but if you can rock this mask, you can rock it either way you go. Next, we're going to go over is the chest piece, which is very critical to this build. We have an attachment of 10.8 skill haste damage, and we also have a skill tier 1+1 on here, and it actually gives us a 10% skill damage with the second piece of gear. Also, I opted in putting skill haste on here and skill damage maxed out and God rolled. Also, you can have a higher attachment, but the talent that we're going to focus on is kinetic momentum with this build. Very deadly. If you can find a piece with this maxed out setup, you will be perfect with this. Next one, we're going to go with our holster here, which is pretty much the best holster in the game, in my opinion, which is the waveform. I got maxed out skill damage. We'll be working on trying to find a maxed out skill haste in the future, or I'm probably just going to max it out separately. But we're really focusing on is the talent because it alters for 10 stacks either way. So you can definitely utilize this along the way as well. Make sure you get waveform. Next thing we're going to be focusing on is the Empress International gear set. We got all 3 gear sets, which give us a maxed out status effect, skill damage maxed out, and an attachment of skill haste, which gives us 10.7, and we have a talent of perfectly calculated. This will add a whole lot of just monsters, just really dope. Next, we're going to be gloves. We went with Empress again, which will give us a skill damage of 10%, which will give us a maxed out God roll of skill haste and skill damage along the way. And the last piece, and not the last piece, is the knee pads, which will give us a +1 skill tier. Also, what takes us to 6 skill tiers as well, and also give us a skill damage of skill haste and that as well over God roll. Now we're going to focus on what we have here. Make sure you max out your watch too as well. I do want to max it out with the skill damage of 50, and hopefully you can get the skill haste maxed out as well because this is a skill build, so make sure we have these maxed out along the way. Also, we're going to be focusing on the Cluster Seeker Mine. The attachment that I have to this is very hard to find. We got a skill haste of 5.8%. Also, we got a 4.2 skill damage, and also we got 1 cluster bomb. And as you can see here, our health is 238,000 with our health, but our damage is a little bit lower than 3 million, which is cool because the damage alternate. But what I do like about this, we have a tier 6 skill, which is give us 60% damage plus 6 cluster mines as well. Also, we're going to focus on our turret, which give us very good health and a good beast damage, which is 137 damage, which is all you need in PvE. Plus, we get 120 damage with 420% health on top of that, which takes us all the way up to 6 million health. So they won't even be able to shoot this boy down. You can just leave it out and it just tears up the defense as well on your team that's actually trying to push through. You can just lay that out there and it can definitely take the damage along the way. That's pretty much the build there. So I hope you enjoyed this build. We're definitely going to go into testing, so stay alert and definitely see you in the testing area. Alright guys, now we into the testing over the Seeker build. We're going to be going over techniques, the Seeker build that you can go over in the skill haste and all the stuff, how to use this build a little bit more correctly and utilizing this build when you get all the pieces and the stuff that I went over for it in the first part of the video. So we're going to be going over how to use the Seeker build in the most efficient way. So the best thing to do is we're going to be working on a crowd of people, because this is where this build actually shines in at a crowd of people. We're going to be doing this resetting the difficulty, and we're going to be going to hard. I think it's the hardest level they can go to. It's very hard. So yeah. So what you want to do here is with the Seeker Mine and the the Seeker and also the Stinger. The Stinger is where you want to utilize it for the bleed, because the bleed is going to be more effective and it's going to be the duration of 7 seconds, which is going to impact with the Seeker mines as well. But you also want to look into the double tundra of this build is that the chest piece, which you got kinetic momentum, and also with the backpack, you have one hand throwing a grenade actually increases the damage as well. So we're going to work on the first part of the build and utilizing that as well, and also having the grenade too as well being utilized with that as well. You can also switch it to the flag grenade because you get 1,000,000 with that as well. So it's up to you how you use it. It's up to you how you want to use it. I recommend using a flash grenade or the EMT grenade. Pretty much the flash grenade actually do the most damage, so you can actually utilize that as well if you want to, but we just mostly need any grenade for this type of build. So what we're going to be focusing on is just in the first part of this build is utilizing the Stinger and also utilizing the Seeker Mine. So what we're going to utilize here is just utilizing the Stinger, showing you guys applying the bleed actually works a little bit more better when you add this to it. So you can see the damage here with the bleed as well. So as you can see, it's applying bleed to all the definition of them. So that's pretty good as well, that we adding the bleed to it and all that stuff as well. As you can see, the bleed is still going on with these type of players, and you can see the damage is being done with this. So that's pretty good. As you can see, we're throwing out the Seeker Mine too as well. As you can see, the damage with that actually puts out 1,000,000 damage for each one. So to utilize that, just utilizing the Stinger and that as well at the same time actually adds a lot of damage to it as well. So we're going to actually use the technique of using both of these two talents, which would be the Stinger and the Seeker Mine at the same time. I recommend throwing the Stinger out first to apply the bleed, then actually throwing out the Seeker Mines to apply the damage. So it actually buffs up the damage and buffs up the Seeker with the bleed as well. So as you can see here, we have a whole bunch of space with the Stinger Mine. Then after we throw out the Stinger, apply the bleed and throw out there, as you can see, the damage is actually increasing, getting up to 3 to 4 million at most with just using that. So just using that technique alone, you already putting out damage along the way as well. So the second part we're going to utilize using this type of technique with these two things is we're going to utilize the chest piece and the backpack with this as well. And also, which is the holster, which add the switch effect here. As you can see with the holster, as you can see within the build here, no, that's not the waveform here. So we add the actual backdrop here. Well, we're going to use that for the build. So we're going to be adding the skill haste and skill damage, which is just going to be focusing on that build. So utilizing the back and forth thing as well. So utilizing this as well. So now that we got the talents back, we're going to be utilizing the chest piece and the backpack. First, we're going to utilize the chest piece. As you can see, the chest piece is popping up, which is kinetic momentum. Kinetic momentum add damage to each, skill damage as well, which is 1%, skill repair 2%, pretty much as well. So you want to utilize that as well. So you want to shoot to get this to go actively. As you can see here, we got that actively. Also, when you add the gun, you want to actually add perfect in sync, which add that damage to the kinetic momentum, which add that damage to the Seeker, which adds that damage to the Stinger. So you want to be able to utilize all of that at the same time when you're utilizing this. So what you want to do is throw out here, throw out the Stinger, and just utilize that at the same time. So as the bleed being affected, you adding all that at the same time, which add way more damage as well, takes down the whole defender as well. So to utilize that type of thing, we're going to be utilizing the whole setup, which adding the backpack too. That's why I recommend you can use any type of grenade that you want. It's up to you. Pretty much self-explanatory how you use this grenade. You're still kicking out at least over 4 million damage or at least over 3 million damage. So you're going to be hitting that 4 million range every time you utilize these techniques with all these techniques as well. So as we wait for the Stinger to get back to where we be, getting back to the 18 damage. I mean, not the 18 damage, the 18 Stingers, which would be cool. So you get 18 Stingers, you can actually pick it up, utilize that carefully if you want, because it's a team supporting type of build, so you don't want to just go out there and run. You want to utilize your talents very fluently. So what we're going to be focusing on is the last part of this build, which we're going to be adding the kinetic momentum, which is very cool. Then we want to throw out the grenade too as well. Actually, we throw the grenade, we actually got that badge popping up there. So now you want to throw out the Stinger, now you want to throw out this, and you want to shoot at the same time. And as you can see, you get over 4 million, 3 million damage every time. So you can utilize this build after that grenade too as well, and utilizing that. as well, utilizing the backpack, utilizing the chest piece, utilizing pretty much everything you can. And it's putting out 1 million damage with the EMT anyway. So you're actually putting a lot of damage, you know, blinding them and a whole bunch of damage too as well. So that's pretty much utilizing that type of whole setup, because you're utilizing the perfect in sync, you're utilizing the chest piece, which would be kinetic momentum, and you're utilizing the backpack, which is a long skill thing, but it's very worth it. It's a 60-second cooldown, but it's very worth it if you're taking down those tanks and all that stuff. This would be a very good trump card for you to throw out there just in case. So utilizing the backpack, utilizing all at the same time would definitely add that type of damage to it all as well. Very easy, very beginner build that I recommend for you guys to use. Very easy to use. So I hope you enjoyed this build. Thank you so much. I'm going to be going into a little bit of gameplay and tell me what you think. I'm going to have a little commentary over that. So I hope y'all enjoy this build. So yeah, let's get into the gameplay. Alright guys, this is gameplay. So I hope you enjoy. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Hit all the links in the description below. And I hope y'all enjoy this build. Thank you guys. Deuces.